What's going on, guys? Victor here, and check this out. We are on this beautiful giant sportfish boat known as the American Patriot, all thanks to my good buddy Johnny and Chris.
Hey.
We are about to head hundreds of miles offshore, spend the next 72 hours, and what are some things we can expect?
The lady in red, the queen snapper, the snowman, the snowy grouper, Yellowedge grouper, scamp grouper, blue line tile.
We got a lot of bucket list fish coming up. We're headed to an area known as Pulley Ridge. We're gonna have a really good time. We'll see you out there. So we got about a 13-14 hour drive. We left Thursday afternoon. We're not going to be there until Friday morning to the fishing grounds, but everybody's kind of doing different things. We got some people napping. Me and Tim are going to be rigging up. You got guys up there rigging up. Basically, this is your time to get all your gear right, because when it's fishing time, it's fishing time. Absolutely beautiful. This is what we get to go to sleep to. Sun setting in the Gulf of Mexico. On our way to Pulley Ridge. Everybody's rigged up. We got all the rods behind us. Beautiful weather. Got a great crew of guys, and I'm very excited to knock off a bunch of different species and just show you guys the whole experience. I want to show you everything from start to finish. We're going to go over a lot of tactics, rigging, all that. If you want to do a trip like this yourselves, I'm going to basically tell you everything you'd want to know about this type of fishery. I'll see you guys at dinner. It really is like you're on a cruise ship right here.
It is.
Thank you.
Chef Mike killing it.
Let me give you a piece of chicken. Remember, it's all you can eat, so don't be shy.
Well, this is dinner. We got some cauliflower, chicken and shrimp Alfredo, salad. American Patriot does not disappoint when it comes to the food.
This is the going out to the grounds first meal. That's like, they just try to impress right off the bat, and it just gets better and better through the whole trip.
Good morning, everybody. So we got a bunch of guys in the back trolling, and it's very standard on these long range boats. Since they don't go too fast, they go like 10, 11 knots. A lot of the guys will high speed actually from spot to spot. So we haven't even gotten to our first deep drop spot, but you guys saw the entire stern of the boat is covered in Wahoo rods. It's actually really common for them to get them.
Got him down, go.
He's gone?
He's gone. It was a Wahoo. I didn't see him, but I could tell by the head shakes. Who knows? You never know, man, when they pop off, and you're always left wondering, like, what, you know, what was it?
Chris is stretching up there for all the fish he's about to catch. Oh, yeah. More official. Look at that. 2 pairs of pliers, a fighting belt. Man.
Gimbal.
Gimbal.
Gloves. He's like a gladiator.
What's the kid's name from the Goonies? The one with all the gadgets. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but man.
That's what I'm getting the vibes right now. He's gonna have jigs flying out of him pretty soon here. What?
Data.
Data.
There we go. We got it.
So with the first drop, everyone's kind of just figuring out what the current's doing, how the boat's gonna sit, and you don't know which way your jig's gonna go, and you also don't know what.
500 feet here, guys.
There, you heard it. The captain just said 500 feet. You also don't know how heavy of a jig you need to fish. The whole thing with slow pitch jigging is getting the perfect weight jig to where it's not too much. You're not beating yourself up. You want to fish as light as possible to just maintain that vertical line angle. You guys see this side of the boat? Pretty much bait guys. That side of the boat is pretty much all jig guys, and that's just to avoid tangles. There's no animosity. A lot of guys will do both, but you want to try to avoid tangles as much as possible with this type of fishing. Oh, come on. Here we go. First fish for me. Only got 500 feet to go. You're kidding. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but Johnny just caught a kitty Mitchell. I'm gonna bring the big camera over there and film that. Which is a super rare fish, and it was on his first drop. Here's Vic's first fish. You gotta start somewhere.
Oh, we're doubling up, Christopher Doyle. Doubling up, baby. You got a big one? Yeah, I got a big one. I'm gonna back off my drag just a little bit here. Oh boy, this fish is big, guys. Like, I feel definitely some weight, like a big tail to it, and it's our first drop. Hopefully I land this fish. You never know until you get the fish in. Gotta be getting pretty close here, guys.
a kitty.
Oh, bro, it's a stud. It's a stud, John. It's a stud.
Oh, that's a kitty.
It's
That's
a kitty Mitchell. No way, dude.
Let me hop in here.
No way! Bucket list on the first drop, baby! Oh my goodness! Yeah, dude!
Are you serious?
Bucket list on the first drop, bro!
Boom shakalaka.
Oh! My goodness gracious!
God,
Oh
look at
my
that
goodness.
thing!
We were talking about our what we want to catch, like what's the bucket list that we want to catch, and this was number 1 on my list, first drop, and I got him. Unbelievable,
Dude, incredible, Johnny.
You don't even like. You couldn't film. I was so excited.
I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. Have you ever gotten a kitty Mitchell?
This is my very first one. This is, you may spend a lifetime and never catch one of these.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just, I'm so pumped to have, you know, this fish on the deck. I can remember as a kid with my uncle, we had a great trip with a ton of mutton snappers and stuff. He took a picture with a kitty Mitchell this big with all of our mutton snappers laid out. That's the one he wanted to hold. And I just remember this being, you know, like just a great time for my uncle. So for me to finally get one, bigger than my uncle's, watch your uncle. I'm excited.
And if you guys don't know, I didn't tell you yet, but Johnny has his own channel. You guys can find it, Johnny Jigs TV. I'm gonna have it linked below. You guys want to learn anything about slow pitch jigging? They got the most useful and the most information on the internet about slow pitch jigging.
What's up, guys? My turn. And this one was pretty quick, just 2 or 3 bounces on the bottom.
We got color.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, that
baby.
looks good, baby.
That looks good.
That looks good,
If it
Chris.
goes, Snowy Grouper.
Come on. Come on, Chris.
Go, Snowy Grouper.
Oh, beautiful snowy grouper, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Yes,
There
sir.
we go.
Yes, sir.
Count it.
Beauty.
Oh, look at this is Miss Sarah on the gaff.
All right, we got Chris with a snowy grouper. I think first one on the boat, first one on the trip.
Beautiful fish. You know, nice size snowy grouper. They get a lot bigger, but this is beautiful. Look what he did. He absolutely engulfed my jig. So I have bottom hooks on this jig, thankfully, because if I had top hooks, it's not hooked to anything down his throat, so I had him.
All right, boys and girls, I'm going over the dark side. Everyone's jigging on this side. That side is where all the action's at right now. The bait is out fishing the jigs right now. Everyone's got queens over there. So this is gonna be my deep drop rig. Real simple. It's 80-pound mono. Got a little swivel so it doesn't spin. Some Mustad Demon circle hooks. Just dropper loops, 6/0 circle hooks, and I got 2 of them. And then I have another little loop right there. I'm gonna put a 2-pound lead on, rig these guys up with squid, send it down. There we go, first fish on the bait for me. You guys hear all that whining in the background? That's all the electric reels. So when we're doing this, we're gonna be hitting anything from like 500 feet to 1,000 feet. And then depending on the depth that you're at, you're gonna run into different species. The deeper you go, you're gonna get more shots at stuff like queens, snowies, and every depth range has a little bit of a different species variety. Queen! That's not a bad fish at all. I can honestly say that's my first queen snapper.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah! Check it out, first ever queen snapper for me. And it's crazy, all these deep drop species, a lot of these fish will never see light or very minimal light. You know, you're in 500 to 1,000 feet of water. And it's incredible to see what nature provides in such depths. I mean, you'd never think, this looks like it should live on a tropical reef. These guys have gnarly scales, super thick, and every deep water fish, you can always tell, big pupils to allow as much light in their eyeball as possible. Check this out.
So what we do is we bleed them, let them bleed out for a little bit, and then we'll put them in our brine box, kind of chill them out. We'll switch them over here, we'll pack them with ice, layer them.
And what that brine box does, a fish is gonna get a lot colder submerged in icy water than it will just on regular ice. So you're gonna bring down that core temperature so that way you leave it in there 10-15 minutes, then you pack it into ice. That way it's completely cold. You're just gonna get a better tasting, better product out of your fish. We got Doug from New Jersey hooked up. People's Republic. It's gonna be a good fish. Anything that pulls drag on the slow pitch gear is usually a good fish.
Impress you a little bit.
Nice fish, Doug. They don't make those in New Jersey.
No, they don't. Not this pretty.
Nice fish, Doug.
Thank you, sir.
I hooked something huge on the deep drop, picked it up, and just started going like a submarine. I don't think it was a shark because it wasn't going very fast. They have been known to catch a lot of Warsaw Grouper right here. This is a notorious area for it, and if I had to put my money on it, I would say it's probably something like that. He does this quite often since he's a mate, so he's caught a bunch of them, so he brought out the big guns. What do we got for bait now?
We're gonna drop a whole Spanish mackerel, hoping we get the right bite. Sometimes you do get a shark, but that's the gamble you gotta take with it. So we're gonna drop him down probably about 400 or 500 feet, let him sit down there and hope for the best.
Like he's got me in the bottom. Have you gained any line?
I was gaining a little down midship, and then he started going again.
75 meters out.
I'm telling you, right before you hooked this fish, something did the exact same thing to me that broke me off instantly.
Oh no, it's him.
Yeah. You think it's a Warsaw, right?
He might be now, because coming down the rail, he started going. He's got me down there. I'll get him tonight.
With the right gear?
Yeah.
All right, fish gone. Whatever he just lost is exactly what my fish did. Picked up and went and never stopped. All right, guys, big hookup on the bottom. Woo! Jigging pretty deep. We're in 820, 500 gram jig, and we're on, baby. So I'm definitely not horsing this fish because the last thing I want to do is pull hooks on something I have 800 feet of line connected to and redo it all over again. It's tough enough to get a bite, so you just want to baby them. Once you get them up off the bottom, there's no need to horse them because there's nothing for them to break you off on. We're actually at a point in the day now, it seems like the jig guys are doing better or equal to the bait guys.
It's a long ways up for manual
There
crank.
it is.
Hey, you got to give it to this guy going manual, because this is hard work. Granted, he's in good shape, works out regularly, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
You got the stamina.
You gotta earn it. I mean, Johnny and all these guys before the electrics, they were out here doing it with the manual. You probably did several trips on manual, didn't you?
Yeah. That looks like the right species.
Yellowedge! Yellowedge! Yeah!
Dude!
Nice, Johnny! Thank you. Yeah! Oh man, what a fish. First ever Yellowedge grouper for me. How pretty that is. Gorgeous fish. They got a yellow eyeball. Here you got that signature yellow dorsal fin, hence the name Yellowedge grouper. It's just crazy to me still thinking about the fact, even though we see it all the time, imagine you're bouncing this lead in 900 feet of water. This guy's living down there. He can barely see any light and he just comes up to it and just to investigate. And then now he's on the boat, on the American Patriot. So you guys see that a lot of the jiggers are actually using electric reels, but the way they do it is they'll jig manually, well some of them, most of them jig manually, and then when they get a bite, you can either choose to hand crank or you can use the electric part and it'll raise the fish up. The nice thing about the electric reel is every time you don't get a fish or you're changing spots, you gotta reel all that up. So that's where it really comes in useful, is not having to reel in 800 feet of line just to get another drift with your jig. On? Uh-huh.
Got color.
Grouper, Whoa. Oh, you got a long-tail sea bass, Tim.
Yes. It's a long-tail sea bass.
Long-tail sea bass.
That's a good one too.
Wow, nice job, nice job.
It's a sea bass?
Yeah, it's a long-tail sea bass.
Maybe that's what's been hitting us and keep getting off.
That's a big
Wow.
one too. Long-tail sea bass.
First one ever?
First one ever. I've never even seen one of these. I've seen pictures of them, but never seen one in person.
Pull them a little straighter. Yeah, like tail up. Yeah, just like that.
Beautiful though. Look at him. I hear they're good eating.
Me too.
Just looks like it should be swimming on a tropical reef or in an aquarium or something. They're just absolutely beautiful.
Woo! Fantasy alarm, baby! Look at that sucker! Eddie, my man! Just want to give a shout out to
All your fans at home?
All my fans at home.
From where?
And Land Shark. I mean, couldn't have done it without Land Shark.
Oh, Doug, you got another big queen?
I think it's a queen, but
Huh?
I think it's a queen.
You just got a queen, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were on fire.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah!
Alright, who else sees what I see what they're back?
Yeah, that was off the bottom. Come on, big hookup, baby, big hookup. Please be the queen. Snowy. That was like 20 feet off the bottom, yeah. Yep. Pull and drag, pull and drag. It's good fish, Tim. Oh yeah, baby, take line, take line.
Something like that, whatever you got.
Still taking line. All right, guys, I think the biggest fish I've hooked all trip. It's actually pull and drag. Dropping at 800 feet of water. Reeled up, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 feet off the bottom. And what everyone's been saying with the queens is they've been, see, my fish is still taking line. Everyone's been saying with the queens that they've been taking their jigs anywhere from like 100 to 200 feet even up off the bottom. So they're not all the way on the bottom. Nice queen.
Look at these bubbles. Oh, another big one. Vic, is that you?
Yeah,
Nice.
we're right here.
Whoa.
Where is he?
Another whale.
You better grab it and move it over here.
Something's coming up from down there.
There you go. Woo, baby!
Oh, Vic. Nice job, bud.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Take a look at this one, guys. Woo. Biggest ever queen snapper right there on the jig. So I went all the way up to 680 grams because I want to be as vertical as possible. You guys see, these big fish are not afraid of eating these jigs. It's a pain in the butt to jig. I mean, this is almost 2 pounds pretty much, jigging straight up and down in 800 feet of water, but you guys see it gets it done.
Victor!
She came back.
You just said that to me.
Did we make you proud, Johnny J?
Yes, sir!
So like I told you guys want to do this yourselves, book a trip on the American Patriot. I'm gonna have all of their stuff linked below.
Captain Jerry here, who's got
Hey, hang
the most
tight for a
experience
second.
in these waters on Pulley Ridge. He will put you on the fish and keep you on the
I've
fish.
been fishing down here since 1977. I got my first issue of my license in 1977.
Johnny, we're twins.
That's it.
This is the real Jig Force twins right here, Johnny and me. Chris, you've been booted out.
Look at this
Not
guy.
a queen, little snowy. I'm out. Happy with that.
Look at that fish, you guys.
Is this one of your favorite fish to catch?
It is, dude. It's just so powerful all the way up.
2 bucket list fish today in one day. And even just seeing fish like Tim's longtail sea bass, seeing all these fish, it's incredible, man.
Coming up on the jig, coming up on the bait.
Yeah.
Everybody has an opportunity to catch their bucket list fish out here every time you come out here. So I checked off the Kitty Mitchell on mine,
Right off the bat.
Queen Snapper on yours. But it doesn't get any better than this, dude.
All right, Jig Force twins out.
Jig Force twins out.
Yep, there it is. I was about to reel up because Captain said reel in your lines, and I was reeling as fast as I could. Pretty sure a blackfin or a bonita just ate me on the way up. Can I get a gaff on a blackfin so it doesn't tangle us all up?
Yeah, trying to pull him up.
Pull him up. There you go. All right. First blackfin for me. Tim's on something right here on bottom.
something massive.
Yeah, that was
Last one was 205.
I just pulled up this blackfin right here on the very bottom. It's kind of funny to picture something like a pelagic fish on bottom, but it goes to show you, even tuna with these big eyeballs, they're down there eating squid, eels, all sorts of stuff. 800 feet of water on the very bottom, blackfin tuna. I knew it would be a Johnny Jigs guy to do it too.
He's just circling. 50 feet, there he is.
Did you see it, Chris? Did you pitch it to him?
Yeah, no.
Really?
We saw him good a minute ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So just what? He came up to the boat and.
No, he hooked it. He
oh,
thought
he
it was
hooked
a
it down
tuna.
there. Oh.
And then when he got close, we saw it was a wahoo. So
I'm shaking for you. Where is it? Big who?
Oh yeah, he's nice. Sorry. Hurry up with that reel. Get it up.
Coming up.
He's good.
Watch out, come to the other side.
Oh, Chris, is that you, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Of course it's
round, Chris. Come on, bring him around one more time.
Which way is he going?
This side, Ian. This side.
All right, it's okay. It's all right.
He's hooked. Come around. Come back this side. Oh, mother.
Watch out, back up.
Oh, you want to get another gas in him or no?
He's green. Give me another one.
I can do another gas.
Is the jig out of his mouth?
Yep.
The jig's out of his mouth. The jig's out of his mouth. The jig's out of his mouth. Hold on.
Yeah! Hold on here.
Holy smokes!
Wait, you good?
Nice gap, boys! Chris, show him the jig,
Got it.
dude. Where's the jig at right now?
Yes.
Show me where this jig is, dude.
I'm so pumped, bro.
I cannot believe this, dude. Yeah. We gotta get you in the sunlight, dude. So that happened.
You got a lot of cameras to feed.
Where's your skip?
On the jig, baby. 500 gram all glow torpedo. Honestly, I don't even remember if I was going down or coming up or.
It's a nice fish. Nice
You
job,
said, there's
Chris.
your tuna.
Come on, guys.
Beautiful.
What?
Yeah, scale it. It's set to 0 right now.
He's still got some life in him.
40. 40.
Hell of a fish, that's all I know.
I was just retrieving the jig through the water column back up, just high speed retrieving. I think I was 200 to 300 feet down when I got picked up. My first reaction was it's a tuna. I just kept it in full mode, just blast. You don't want to do on a quality fish, you know, because you could pull the hook. When he came up more, he got green and he got excited. So when I stopped the motor and I started to just play him manually, I felt that he had some substantial weight and I was like, this is a really big tuna, you know, but I thought he was a tuna until we saw the long silhouette of the Wahoo.
Hell of a fish.
Thank you.
That's just one of the many species you get out here. That's an extremely special fish, and usually one jigger will get one a trip, but this time it was Chris, and it's awesome. Awesome catch for anyone. Really, there's nothing like a nice hot meal after a day of fishing. How about a nice hot meal on the water, knowing you're still gonna catch fish the next morning? How about that? We get breakfast, lunch, and dinner by Chef Mike back there.
Pulled pork, on smoker,
Some fish from today.
queen snapper caught this morning, lightly breaded sauteed, homemade tartar sauce, garlicky green beans, and rosemary roasted potatoes.
Very nice.
Well, we didn't have any luck during the day dropping for the Warsaw, but we're anchored up right now at night, probably in about 4 and change, and decided to drop another Warsaw bait down, and it looks like we got the right bite. We're gaining on them.
Whole Spanish mackerel, huh?
Yep.
Oh!
Oh boy.
I don't know which way he's going. He's going this way.
Really? I don't know.
You didn't like that run, did you?
No,
it's a Warsaw.
Oh my God! Get your cat for you. There you go.
Yeah, baby.
That's what I had.
That's what we're after, baby.
I got him. Watch out. Yeah. Nice job, boys.
Dude, does he have a...
Yeah, there's the biggest fish to the trip right there.
Nice one. See if we can get his older brother.
Nighttime crew checking in. Dude, it looks so big right here with the white like that. All right, guys, so you're about to see 2 monster fish. We were all sleeping downstairs, and the boys came down and said, you guys got to come out here because we're hooked up to some big fish. The first time it was a false alarm. Second time we come out here, and look at this. We got Harold, the Jamaican sensation. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, that's my biggest gog ever, bro.
Wow.
That's all I gotta say. My biggest gog ever.
What did you catch it on?
A gog line.
38.9.
Almost a 40-pounder. Congrats, dude. That's a good one.
Yeah, bro.
The fun doesn't stop there. We got a Warsaw.
What is it at? 55.
55?
That's what I see.
I said 53.
I'm gonna have Captain Jerry here explain to you guys what the game plan is for today.
As the sun comes up, the bait starts showing up. And first thing in the morning, most of the time you don't see any shows, so you may pass up a spot that you would fish normally. Once the bait starts to show up, then you start seeing the predators, the big fish over the top of the bait or around the bait. Most of the time you get a few in the morning, pretty good bite, but after 10 o'clock it's on. Plankton and stuff comes out when the sun goes down, as I've talked to a few people, scientists and stuff that know about all this deep water stuff. And I told them, I said, I thought it was the plankton that turns them off or on. And they said, that's exactly what it is. They know when it's night, even though there's no light down there. As the nighttime stuff comes out, from the sun goes down, the night stuff starts to come out, and then the fish either go away or the ones that feed at night come on.
Here's a little sneak peek of the American Patriot. A lot of screens.
Oh yeah, all my engine panels, autopilot. Because I like to hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm. They spare no expense on this boat. I mean, I've never been on a long range boat, and this one in particular set the bar very, very high. I want to go over the tackle that I brought on this trip with you guys, because in case you want to do this trip and all the stuff I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to have linked below. If you guys aren't interested in this part of the video, go ahead and skip ahead, but I highly suggest you watch it because I know I learned a ton about this trip in terms of gear. So the number one thing, we're doing a Pulley Ridge trip, so we're targeting those deep water fish like queen snapper, snowy grouper, mystic grouper, yellowedge grouper, Warsaw. There's two things you can do for these deep water fish. A lot of guys brought electric reels with bait, with chicken rigs, and then you got half the boat jigging, which is what we did. And I can tell you without a doubt that the jiggers yesterday definitely got the quality. The bait guys might have got the quantity, but the biggest bottom fish yesterday came on the jigs. So I have a 2000 Ocea Jigger right there on an Ocean's Legacy Elementus. I'll have the rod specs linked below. So I got 15-pound braid on this bad boy right here. You're not horsing these fish. This is a very finesse type fishing. You want a thin diameter line to maintain that vertical line angle and to be able to get a bite and to really feel what you're doing. Because you gotta think, I'm jigging in 800 feet of water. I can't have a thick braided ropey line. I need something super thin. It's almost like dental floss, so I can feel every single thing my jig is doing down there. So this is the first setup. You need a heavier jigging rod that could handle jigs up to 1,000 grams, a reel loaded with a lot of 15 or 20 pound braid. So this is the second setup, Ocea Jigger 2000, 20-pound braid, Ocean's Legacy Elementus. This one's rated for 120 to 320. So between this rod and that rod, I can pretty much hit every jig size between 100 to 900 grams. So I can cover the entire water column, all different depths, all different currents and speeds. Now, another thing that we do on this trip is high-speed jig. We didn't do too much of it this trip. Your spinner setups, right? So you could jig these throughout the day or early in the morning. We get a lot of blackfins that come around the boat. So far you got 2 slow pitch setups, 1 high-speed setup, and then depending on the type of trip that they do, a lot of guys bring big electric reels. So this was a really deep water focused trip, but a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hit the deep water and then they'll move in shallower at night to hit your species like grouper, mutton snapper, mangrove snapper. So this is like your typical pier bottom rod. This is like your 50-pound braid outfit, you know, 50-pound leader. If you want to get adventurous and don't fish electric, like I didn't fish electric at all this trip, you can tie on a chicken rig. You can catch all your queen snapper and stuff like that as well. And then as you guys see, we actually have a lot more rods than that. Everyone here pretty much brings a backup of something, because you never know, a rod could break, a reel could jam up, your battery box could go bad. So everyone kind of brings an extra of everything, extra spools of line, and then jigs. The most important thing is to have a wide variety of jigs, anything from like 150 gram all the way up to 1,000 gram, because we've been lucky this trip. We haven't had much current, the drift's been good, but there's days that the guys tell me where you're fighting the current and you might need to fish 1,000 grams. If you have a good wide assortment of jigs, you'll have a good trip. Come on, baby, come on. Give Vic a nice yellow eye.
Got one?
Yeah, but it doesn't feel very big. This is gonna be my first fish of the day. They just brought up over a really nice Kitty Mitchell over the rail. That's the very first fish that Johnny from Johnny Jigs caught yesterday. But unfortunately, we're only allowed to keep 2 of those fish for the whole boat for the entire trip, 1 per day. So we let that go. There's yellow eye snapper coming over the rail, queen snapper coming over the rail. I think I got a yellow eye on right here. Starting out a little bit shallow. Jerry likes to start out shallow, and then as the sun gets higher and higher, we move out deeper. Notice how I'm really not horsing this fish. I try to not pump at all unless I have a really big fish on. I usually just point the rod at the water like this, and I'm just using the leverage of the reel right there. Oh, I got my snowy, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yep.
No, that's a scamp. It's a nice scamp.
Real nice scamp. That's barely hooked, Nick.
Yep. Can we get a gaff over here?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, no, I hit the thing and it bounced right off it. I was like, come on.
My main setup for this entire trip's been an Ocea Jigger, 2000, 15-pound braid, Ocean's Legacy Elementus, perfect for fishing the size gram jigs we're fishing, which is like, I've been fishing 300 to 680. Look at that, guys. Look at the size comparison of these fish to what they're eating. But I've actually not caught a scamp on this trip yet. One of the best eating grouper. You guys will see when I flay this up, almost no bloodline. Such a beautiful fish. We're on a boat with about 25 people. Every single person gets a set of tags, just like this. So this one's my number, I'm number 25. Every single one of the fish that I personally catch, what I do is take this zip tie right here, and we go in through the gills. You go through your number and you zip tie it to your fish. So now, see, at the end of our trip, we're gonna sort out all our fish, and everyone is gonna put them all out. We're gonna take a nice picture, and then everyone's gonna sort their fish out by the number. So there's no confusion, no saying that's my queen snapper, that's my scamp grouper.
Gives you a really nice handle to hold the fish. So if you don't want to get your hands in a gill raker, this is a very comfortable way to hold a fish. Nice
That's
for
true.
pictures and stuff. There we go. All right, Akka.
Doug got himself a scamp right there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sophia Eddie. 27.
Thank you, guys.
27?
27, I wish. 41.
This color. That's a queen, baby.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
No!
That's okay. Ian's got the gap.
Ian!
Yeah! Nice, man.
Birthday fish.
That's your birthday.
I appreciate you guys. I love coming on this boat. But no, I really appreciate you guys. I love Johnny Jigs. Thank you guys so much for bringing me. Thank you.
New spot, always feeling good when you get that first drop at the new spot. Usually, if there's a fish there, it's usually like the first, second, or third guy who will hook up. And then you go through the rotation, but there's something special about being one of the first people down. Oh yeah. Still hooked up, guys. This thing is barely off the bottom. Big fish. Come on, baby. Dive for me. And he just takes it all back. This right here is by far the biggest thing I've hooked all trip. Hit the bottom, cranked it up about 20 feet, did one last jig before I was gonna drop it back down, and just got hammered. This fish, it's just been a tug of war. Like the first 50 feet of the bottom. I take some, he takes some. I take some, he takes some. Big head shakes, big tail beats. So now it's a balancing act. I don't want him to stay on bottom for very long. I want to get him away from predators. I want to get him away from any structure, but I also don't want to horse him.
This could be the one. This really could be the one, you know?
I mean, I fought some amberjacks yesterday. I'm not getting amberjack vibes, you know?
Oh, man.
Very reminiscent of what I had yesterday. Exactly the same fight. Jerry, look familiar from yesterday?
Yes, sir.
You guys notice I'm really taking my time with this fish. I was actually just tangled in one of the bait guys. We've been fishing here for 2 days nonstop. I could have a nick in my line. You get tangles. You want to take every precaution because if you're dealing with any trophy fish, I mean, this could be an amberjack, but it could also be a 100-pound Warsaw Grouper. You don't know. You got to fight every fish like it's the last one.
Oh man, we got a little tangle here.
See if you can lift your rod tip up.
They're gonna gently get this undone. This is where the mates come in, man. This is why you guys tip the mates good, because they get you through situations like that and then back to the fight.
I feel you, I feel you, I feel you.
Oh, I'm not even down.
Hold on. There,
Yeah, bring that blue line towards the boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it. I need to see where it's going actually.
I don't like being in all this bait rods.
It's a golden-eyed Ferriola.
I think it's a queen. No, it's an AJ. It's looking like an AJ.
Yeah, it's a giant AJ. That's all it is.
On the other side.
Look at all the bubbles that just came out.
We're sorry for you.
Dude, that thing is freaking big.
Victor, that thing's a monster.
I think I got him that time. Just in case.
You need help?
Oh, I got him. Oh, watch out.
Well, Ian did a perfect gaff job right here in the lip. Since these guys are closed, we're just gonna unhook them, vent them. Good, he was barely hooked. Look at this. If you guys know anything about AJs, they're one of the hardest fighting animals, especially on the bottom of 500 feet of water, on the slow pitch gear. Fooled us all, but you never know. It could have been a giant grouper. Ooh, there he goes. He deflated good. See, so what Ian just did, he stuck a knife in its air bladder, got all the air out of him. Dude, that was a good gaff shot.
It took me a minute, but he wouldn't open his mouth.
Doom. All the air is going out of him. Oh, he went straight down. First half of the day was pretty hot, but the second half of the day has been kind of slow compared to yesterday with the Wahoo action, all the queen snapper. You never know. Any minute you go from 0 to hero.
That is a Darwin slime head according to Fish and Wildlife.
Darwin slime head.
Darwin slime head adds to our collection of various fish. You caught a bunch of strange fish.
I've seen them on like videos and shit.
Like the Alfonsos, you guys never seen them till I brought
Yeah, that's a big one.
He's not slimy at all. He's armor plated. Great trip, Johnny.
It was an amazing trip.
Great trip. Thanks for inviting me.
I'm happy you're here, man. I will walk off this boat a better fisherman than I walked on it, and I would imagine you will too.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mike.
You are welcome. Enjoy. It's a great time.
You guys tell me where you're gonna get this service. We're having beef tenderloin, so basically filet mignon, mashed potatoes, au jus, pasta, salad. You're not gonna get this anywhere else. You guys seriously check out the American Patriot link below. Oh my gosh, right there. Look. So this is one of the fun parts of the trip. The mates are bringing out all the fish, and take a look at this. This is not even half of all the fish that we got. Big Warsaw that they caught at night that Ian and Eddie got. Queen snapper, yellow eyes, scamps, blackfin tuna. Look at the size of this queen right here. That's Vic's right there. I think it's the bacon. 25. Right here.
You guys would have to
Give me that trophy right there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, baby. So you guys saw those tags that we had on all those fish. Now what we do, we laid out all the fish and all the mates are gonna call out the numbers. You repeat your number back. Everyone's got all their coolers around. And I gotta say this in every video. I know a lot of you guys come and say you don't need to explain yourself, but I do. It's a lot of fish, but you gotta think there's 30 plus people on the boat. You divide all that fish amongst friends and family, it all goes to a good cause.
30, 39. We're fluctuating. It just settled on 38.6. 38.6.
Chris, close.
Chris Doyle with a Wahoo that was caught on the jig. Get on that side.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Oh my goodness.
39.4.
39.4.
What do you got in the belly? What emphasis that belly, you know?
Doyle.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, bro?
Great. Wonderful. Anything green.
All right, guys, check this out. Ian's filleting up this massive Warsaw. Oh, dude, is that one slab of it already?
Yep.
Woo. That's white.
You want a knife? A knife?
I heard your queen took it.
Huh?
I heard your queen took
dude.
it.
I was surprised. I didn't even want to weigh it. I didn't think it was going to be the biggest snapper.
How big was it?
22.8.
That's a nice queen.
Nice job, dude.
That was one of the cheeks too here.
Thank you. You too. It was really nice meeting you.
We'll see if we can get the other one here.
Ian, thank you so much for all your hard work, brother.
No problem.
You guys, the mates on this boat, probably the best mates I've ever been with. I'm serious. Ian,
Super nice to
we
meet
got
you.
Sarah over here. She's from Montauk. You know she's
Sure.
legit. Seriously, guys, check out the American Patriot. If you don't know how to fillet fish or don't want to, they'll even fillet your fish at the end for you.
Love to clean your fish. Clean your fish all day. As long as it takes, then you take them home and you don't have to worry about it.
Just make sure you tip them well, because they work hard. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was my first ever long range trip, and I loved every single aspect of it. If you guys are interested in a trip like this, like I said, I'm going to have all of American Patriot stuff linked below. Huge shout out to Johnny Jigs and the crew for inviting me out there. You guys check out their channel as well. And there will be a catch clean cook on the big queen snapper, which I did not have in this video, so look forward to that in a separate video. This one, I just wanted to show you guys the entire experience of the boat, the crew, the fishing, all the different species. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Till the next one, see ya.